File stroke, 4, Rex Williams. Five, please.
And Rex trying very hard to force the final error from Steve. And this is nasty. And he's succeeded.
File stroke, 4, Rex Williams. One. Five.
Rex overdoing that one. Wanted to be much straighter on this red. Now 59 points in front.
Five.
So
Rex
taking no chances at all.
Well, I think that was a last desperate attempt, and he's failed, and this must put Rex really in the driving seat.
One. Eight.
Now 67 in front, 67 on the table, so this red to leave Steve needing snookers.
9.
And I think there's a few more to come yet.
$15. Rex Williams. One. 8. Steve James, 8. Shot. 1.
While Rex deciding that he'd had enough of that, and indeed Steve thinks the same. So the frame score, Rex pulls one back, 9-6.
So Rex Williams holding on then, 9-6 down. Steve James still needing that one frame for a place in the second round. Doug Mountjoy, by the way, 1-0 up against Barry West when we left it. Well, I can bring you right up to date now with that, because at their mid-session interval, that was 2-all. Barry West taking 2 of the next 3 frames, 2-all, and we'll have more about that later on. This afternoon, John Parrott, 6-3 up against Warren King. They play to a finish. And Neil Folds, who's beside me here practicing at the moment, he's playing Wayne Jones, start of their 19-frame match this afternoon. We've seen Cliff Thorburn in here earlier practicing. That was for the Kirk Stevens first round match. They met a few years ago in a fantastic quarter-final, which Cliff Thorburn won 13-12. In fact, it was in 1983 when Cliff got to the final and lost there to Steve Davis. And Doug Mountjoy and Barry West will then complete their match this evening. Let me just tell you about the programs to come today. This one goes on not for long now, touch over 10 minutes, 10 or 12 minutes, but we're not away for long because we're back at 1:35, and we're sharing this Wednesday afternoon with the racing from Cheltenham. 4 races, first at 2:15. We've also got the 2:50, the 3:25, and the 4 o'clock as well. Then at 9 o'clock or 6 o'clock, we're back with David Vine. Then again at 9 o'clock, and we're into Sports Night tonight over on BBC One, because it's a Wednesday night, and that's at 10:30. And in that program, we'll see a bit of the man who's still practicing here. As I say, we saw him earlier, Cliff Thorburn, and he's still out there. Lots of hours and hours of practice go into those moments we see out there in the Crucible Arena. Practice makes perfect, they say, and when you see some of these players at their best, perfect is most certainly the word that comes to mind. Okay, well, the players have both been out, but they've now come back. Rex Williams playing for his life at the Crucible now in this next frame.
So Rex breaks off in the 16th. And that was quite a long way out, but he'll be well satisfied with that. And it'll be interesting to see whether Steve does incline to tighten up with the winning post in sight. Well, now that red over the middle pocket really does make safety play very, very essential. Of course, Rex could be brave here and try and knock one onto the other. He'll be thinking of all those things.
Yes, I think Rex can only just push this red in. The state of the table now, the first red here could be very, very important indeed.
While both players been subjected to possible pressure shots, and it's interesting to see that they're waiting for an easier opportunity.
Yes, and Rex has got Steve in a lot of trouble here because there's no easy path back to the black end of the table, and forced him into having a go there. So the first opportunity falls to Rex.
Well, you can see from Rex's face there that he's disgusted with it.
Yes, this is the problem. Red's all over the table and looks so easy. But of course, with the pressure out there, makes such a difference. I mean, Steve, in practice, wouldn't hesitate. He'd knock this long red in and probably clear the table, but different thing when the pressure's on.
Well, this green will place the colours into a semblance of order by getting the green back onto its spot.
And of course, Jack, when the balls are in this position, there's nothing like getting on the blue, where you just keep rolling the reds into the centre and the blue
4,
back into the other middle, rather than having to keep going round the table for position.
five. $11, 12.
And this is the sort of position I was meaning. Just stun the blue in. Red in the other centre.
16.
Plenty of open reds now for Steve to get quite a few points on the board here.
18. $23. $24.
And Steve, very wisely, not trying to be clever and build a break, he's merely taking the reds as they fall, not involving any strong side shots at all.
Yes, Jack, and I'm sure it'll be going through his mind at this stage that he's got the match won here.
31. Steve Jim.
And that's the problem. Can't afford to take any liberties at all.
One.
Well, now Rex in a similar situation, so, and probably better equipped in some respects in this situation. Very painstaking, patient, and a very accurate player when he's buzzing.
Five.
So Steve James now in sight of the winning post, but not there yet.
Six.
So as we leave the Crucible for just a quarter of an hour, Rex Williams is back at the table
13.
and still with a chance of staying in this match at 31-13 down in this frame, 9-6 down in the match, but Steve James has let him in again. And we'll have, of course, the completion of this match when we're back.
My word, that was a long way out. And he's given it back to Rex.
1.
Well, all the comparatively easy reds have disappeared, so now it needs just a little more care and delicacy of shot here to keep the reds going. And that's not very good.
5. Five, Rex Williams. One.
Well, I was surprised to see that pot go in because both players have had chance of that shot earlier on in this frame.
Yes, I think it was
6.
quite an iffy shot, John, but I think that was desperate by Steve there.
Yes, of course, this is sometimes, Jack, how the pressure affects you. You start taking chances, wanting to get the match over as quick as possible.
7. Nine. 10.
And there's a perfect angle here now to either disturb those two reds or just fall behind them. And just looking at the board, which tells him he's 30 in front, so he needs two reds, red in the colour and a red to leave Rex leading snookers.
18.
Well, he's quite happy to settle for
25.
a longish pot. Not an easy one.
And he'll certainly be feeling better now.
Well, that surely is the end of the match.
30. 30, DPM.
Well, he'll enjoy his little drink there because he must have known it was all over. Steve James, number 66 in the world, had beaten Rex Williams. He was through to the second round of the World Championship, and he's sitting beside me now. Steve, what a debut then. Must be delighted with it.
Yeah, I've been practicing well lately, and I feel really relaxed here. You know, I feel really good here.
You must be delighted alone just to be here because you had this horrific car crash. What happened there?
Yeah, well, I was about 1.5 weeks ago going round a bend, and I think I must have had a blowout, and I rolled it into a farmer's field through an edge, and like I'm lucky not to break any bones.
Yeah.
I've just had a bit of a black eye and gashed my leg in, and still got a bit of a chest pain, but other than that, like I'm all right.
Yeah, got away with it just about. No sign of that on the table. I mean, a lot of people, I mean, John Virgo was saying earlier, a lot of people might have been psychologically affected by it, you know, an experience like that. But you've come here, well, apparently calm as anything.
Yeah, funny enough, when I was an amateur, I went to watch the Dulux British Open, and I fell down the stairs, badly sprained my ankle. I went to Rill the next day and won a tournament. It took about 18 hours. So I don't know, I might have to keep having a few accidents. I might play a bit better.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I've cut it out of my mind, and
Yeah.
no, I was all right.
But you've come here to the Crucible. A lot of people freeze on their first appearance here because of the atmosphere and the occasion and the size of the event alone. You certainly didn't do that, did you, in the 2 sessions?
I did feel the pressure a few occasions during the match, but you know, I'm very pleased to beat Rex. You know, he's a great player, and you know, he's beat all of them in the world. Like, I used to practice with him, funny enough.
Because you don't live far from him, really, do you?
No, I used to practice with Rex, and he's given me a lot of help over the years. While I was an amateur, like.
And that 140 last night was a bit special. I mean, the
Yeah.
£9,500, you must have a heck of a chance of keeping that.
Yeah, I've got a good chance, yeah. No more lucky to get beat.
It'd be a heck of a break if it does. So Joe Johnson in the next round then?
Yeah, I'm
played him
looking
before?
Yeah, I played him twice, he's beat me twice. Last time he beat me in the Rothmans on the pink, last frame. And like, you know, I should have won that one, really. But I'm looking forward to that match.
Yeah. And your potting ability and various, your natural ability seems to, as I say, be natural and not something
well,
that
I
you've
think
worked on. Have you always been a good potter from the start?
I've always been a potter, but I'm starting to play the game a little bit more, not take so many chances as I used to. It seems to be working. I've just signed up with a Commonwealth Sports Club in Blackpool, and I'm very well managed there, and they're putting me on the right road to do well, you know. Good advice, and since I've signed up, I've only got beat once, and that was by Jimmy White.
Well, anyway, great start at the Crucible. Congratulations on that.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
we look forward to the second round of Joe Johnson.
Yeah, I'll be very looking forward to it, yeah.
Steve, well done. Thanks very much indeed.